Hello, my name is Ezra. This is a video for my BJD blog and all in between. BJDs are a type of customizable doll. They started out in 1999, and I believe the starting company was Volks. They started their creation in Japan, and pretty much right now what they're known for is there are several points of articulation, their kind of semi-realistic appearance, and the fact that they are like super customizable. Like you have a lot of different brands now that sell BJDs. It's not just limited to Volks from Japan. You have Japanese dolls, you have Korean, Chinese. I've seen French resin. I've seen people start doing their own, making their own BJDs. So it's a growing art. It's grown a lot since its beginning back in 1999. And obviously there are a lot of different sizes. I actually started out with one of the bigger sizes of dolls. SD dolls are approximately 60 centimeters. My first doll was actually a doll she-hound. Depending on whether or not you made it here or how you made it here, you may know what that means, may not know what that means at all. Actually, let me correct myself. Dolce Bernard. I know Hound is one of their more popular sculpts, but my actually first doll was a Dolce Bernard. So he was actually about 70 centimeters tall. I believe that's a little bit over. Yeah, that's a little bit over 2 feet. So he was a pretty tall. Right now I've switched to a smaller type of doll. They're MSD sized. They're approximately 45 centimeters, give or take. I find it's a lot more reasonable, easier to carry around, like during conventions and whatnot. Easier to store as well. And so, right now I have 4 BJDs and 1 Project BJD, which I'm going to be talking about today, but I will talk about the BJDs right now that I own with like face-ups and their bodies all together and like their clothes and everything. So I have 4 dolls. So for the first of, I no longer have my my Dolce Bernard actually. I actually traded him a few months ago for one of the dolls that I have currently, which was I think that was pretty cool because like the doll that I have currently had her face done, came with clothes, a lot of things like that. But then I traded him pretty much like bald, no eyes. So I think it was a pretty decent deal. So right now I'm gonna introduce you to some of the dolls I own at present. Right now, first we have Keith. He goes by Kit sometimes. Usually it's his parents calling him that though, or one of his siblings calling him that. But generally he'll go by Keith. Keith Callahan is his name. He is pretty emo looking, if I may say so myself. A little side sweep. I just actually made him a necklace today. But he's a shameless Bring Me the Horizon fan. There's Keith. He's a Leak World oatmeal. His head basically is actually a Leak World oatmeal head. I know Leak World, I believe they stopped making dolls pretty recently, so technically his sculpt would be discontinued. However, he has a Soul Doll boy body. I've never actually seen a Leak World body before, so I wouldn't really know how it compares to Leak World. I find the resin is a little bit pinker though, and I find that I actually like the body a lot because it's a little more mature. He's supposed to be about 14. And it's not like a cute, like, child's kind of body. It's like a little bit taller, a little ganglier. You know how people's hands, they're either really cute or like they look like old lady hands from about the time they're about 12, 13 years old. His hands are a little bit more adult looking. Alright, so the next doll I got after Kit was Vas. That is short for Benjamin Vasquez. Right now, his shirt is full of hair because when I cut his wig, it was still on his head and he was still wearing his sweater. But he is my little pastel goth boy. He's a little bit young. His glasses are somewhat skewed. But oh yeah, he's a child. This was actually the original body that I got for Kit. And I decided I didn't really like how young it looked. But I had this body laying around with no head to go with it. And I'm like, I don't want to buy another BJD. I want to sell this body and make some. Oh, there's a head in the marketplace. That's pretty much how that worked. So, yeah, I'm actually kind of ticked off at the camera quality of, like, the video I'm using. I'm literally just using the webcam on my computer. He's really cute in real life, but you can't see how cute he is, and it's sad. This is actually one of the face-ups that I did on my own. His eyebrows are a little wonky. I'm going to try to see if I can show you guys again. Do you see his eyebrows? Here we take his glasses off. Yeah, his eyebrows are a little wonky, but it's a face full of freckles, and I think that's adorable. Yep. I'm just gonna put his glasses on his shirt. Right. My third MSD doll is actually, you know what? Let me amend that. My first MSD doll I owned when I had my Dolce Bernard. Basically what happened is I was interested in just getting another ball jointed doll, and back then I didn't have quite as much of a disposable income as I do now. So basically what I did, I was looking through the marketplace trying to get something super cheap. I came across a production head, so like the resin was crap, like the face wasn't finished. It was pretty gross. But it had like a really interesting like expression to it. Like I was kind of intrigued. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna purchase that. And actually no, they're giving it away for free. And pretty much all I had to do was pay shipping. So that's how I got to have that head. And then the body, I think, was this really, really cheap Bumblebee body that somebody had tried to mod, and it didn't quite work out, so they were looking to resell it, and that was super cheap. So I got both of them, and I was like, I realized that that size and that weight was a lot more convenient to work around. They weren't too small to sew for, and just because of their size, like, you didn't really worry too much about I'm not really having enough fabric, or carrying them around and not really having like the muscle strength to do that for a whole day. So I actually started. I did actually begin to enjoy the size, and just definitely, even though that doll is not one of the ones I'm showing you today, that definitely motivated me to start, I guess you could say, going MSD, or like enjoying the smaller size of doll. Right, so this is Leica. She is a Dalmar Alexia. I really enjoy her a lot. Like, when I first got her, I was expecting her to be a lot smaller. I was expecting her to be a lot more, like, fragile feeling, but she has, like, a wonderful weight to her. I know, like, as far as character age is concerned, and actually body type as well. As far as character age and body type are concerned, she's definitely my youngest doll. Like, of the four of them, I think, I don't know if or Ben or whatever, he has a little face. But I feel like out of the four of them, she definitely has like the most innocent face, and her body type she's probably about 11. Like, one of the things that kind of peed me out, or not really peed me out, but kind of something that makes it harder for me to buy girl dolls sometimes, is the fact that at this height, this is like a children's height. This is a smaller height, but I noticed that lots of the dolls are really, really chest heavy, and you know what? That's perfectly fine. Obviously, people develop at different rates, but I know personally, one of the things I would look for in a doll when I buy them is like the option to have like a smaller chest size, or more chest size more proportionate to like the age that these dolls are playing. Now, Leica, this is Leica. She is actually about, in the story, and I guess because of her figure, she's approximately 11 years old, and she's actually the tallest of the four of them, even though she's built like this. Like, she is the tallest one, hands down. She is actually really just heavy set. I don't know if that's the correct term, but she has a really good weight to her. Like, she is, I think, as far as backstory or nationality, she's probably gonna end up like Norse or like Russian or something. But like the weight to her is really, I don't know how to describe it, but I want to say like intriguing. Like, she seems very real to me, very solid, and even though that might not play into what I'm doing when I create her character, that's definitely something that I appreciate about the mold itself, and about just Leica's existence. So I really appreciate that. This is she was my first girl doll. Actually, again, it's not true, because my other doll is a girl as well. Like, the project one that I got, also technically female. But I think think Laika for me really feels the most like I don't know, like I guess I really enjoy having her. She feels like I have the opportunity to make her all these cute clothes. Like actually, what she's wearing right now is something that I got to sew for her, and like it's a child's dress made out of star fabric, and I just think that is the cutest thing, and I really enjoy having her around, and I really enjoy having the opportunity to sew girls' clothes for like a child, and that's really cool. Because I always have sewn boys' clothes, and it's more for like a teenager, older boy. But like I have the opportunity to sew not only girls' clothes but girls' clothes for a child, and a child's clothes, and it's just like another really, it's just a really fun thing to get to do. So yeah, thank you, Leica. There's a pin in the back of her dress, and I just stabbed myself in the finger with it. Cool. Okay, so my the most recent doll I've gotten is, her name is Sahar El Amin. She is an Apple House Asa, I believe ASA, in real skin. So I really like her. Real skin, I like. It's kind of, see, she's a little bit pale too, but less dramatically pale. So real skin is cool. Real skin is like kind of, I think it's a shade above tan. I've never actually had the opportunity to see a tan doll. But usually what happens is they have like their more like lighter skin tones, like, so you have like your kind of like Asian and white kind of skin tones, then you have like a medium ground, and then you start going into like tan, like dark tan. So from website pictures I've seen, I think my own complexion would probably lie somewhere between like tan and dark tan, more like towards the tan side. And then Zahara's complexion would lie between theirs and tan, right? I think so. Yeah, but I really like her. Dolce Asa. If you look up, no, Apple House Asa. If you look up Apple House Asa, make sure you look up Apple House Asa YID, because there's actually two Apple House Asas. One's the 60 centimeter one, and then one's this size here. And it is pretty different. They are pretty different. They both, in the default skin color, they both look pretty Asian. But I find that when her skin tone gets darker, she starts to look like racially ambiguous. So Sahar, from like, she's obviously like Middle Eastern, like with the name and everything, but like she has like dark curly hair and stuff like that, and I think that's cool because she is officially my first doll of color. Well, again, it's not entirely true. My project doll is supposed to be an African American female. However, like when I got her, the head is really pale, the body is really pale. So I'm not sure if I'll ever finish her. Chances are, if I do, it won't be like within the next few months. I'm one of the people who works on projects like really a lot for like a week or two, and then I won't touch them for like 3 years. So if I do finish her, what she'll look like is she will be like African American, but she'll be albino. So technically, Sahar is my second doll of color and my third female doll. However, of completed dolls, she's my first doll of color and my second female doll. And I just freaking love this Apple House mold. Like, I'm looking at her right now, and she's just so pretty. Like, she's so pretty. She's so pretty. And I mean, obviously, Leica's pretty too, but like Leica's pretty in like a childish way. She's actually looking directly at the screen, so if you just look at her little face, like it's like, oh, like she's cute. But Apple House Asa is super pretty. Like, I think Sahara is super pretty, and I think she has the default makeup on her still, and so that's definitely something that I would just leave, cause I know I'd like to update, especially the boys, especially Keith, especially his. I'd like to redo the face up, but I'd like to do a lot more like skin texturing. But Sahar is super pretty already. Like, I don't even want to touch that face up for real. So yeah, I really like her a lot. She is just so pretty. She's so pretty. I'm gonna see if I can But you guys see her again. She's just so pretty. I love her. And so yeah, um, I find that this hobby is fantastic. I've always wanted to have little people to take care of and dress up, so this is literally the perfect hobby for me. Just sitting in my room, dressing up small humans. Right, yeah. So, I think it's really cool. Like, they're all really interesting. They all bring in something different. And, the types of characters that I've created here, they all have really different, like, fashion senses. So, if I'm like, oh man, I want to do some sewing, I'm gonna make you a child's dress. I'm gonna make you something a little more, I'll make Sahara something a little bit more mature. I'll do some guys' clothes. Why not? Like, Sahara actually is gonna pose a super interesting challenge for me because I'm used to sewing guys' clothes, which basically means okay, I can block lots of straight lines, pretty much, lots of straight lines, because no chest, no hips. It's relatively easy. Like I'm gonna have to start learning how to sew darts, cause I believe Sahara came with the large chest option. You can kind of see that there. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to start learning how to sew darts because yeah, she has boobs, which is interesting. Okay, something else I wanted to mention. I actually just bent her leg and it reminded me of that. But Eiffel House joints, I love so much. It's insane. Look, see, okay, she has her heel feet on, so ignore the fact that she's doing like literally a perfect pointed toe at this time. But anyways, look, look, look how you can move it and it won't pick a direction. It stays there like in the middle. Like these guys, basically what happens is you move the knee, it snaps right into place. It snaps right down. There's no middle ground, right? You wanna stay there? No middle ground. I love these joints so much. It's ridiculous. I love these joints. Since Sahara is so pretty, and Eiffel House is a really good brand. And I know one of my girl dolls, or one of the dolls I wanted for a really long time, was an Eiffel House Benny in real skin. And I'm not actually sure now if that was my ideal choice. I definitely think I'd like to get Eiffel House Benny still. Um, yeah, I'm not. I don't even know. It's hard. It's hard to choose. I'd love to get an Eiffel House Benny. I want more Eiffel House dolls. I want more beautiful girls, and I want more. I guess I want more boy dolls too. I think you know what though? I think I need to pause buying dolls for a bit because I want to work on like the characterizations and the clothing and everything. One more doll I actually have. I'm working on ordering him. He's an M Ruty from RS Doll, so it's M RUTY from RS Doll, not Rats and Soul. It's just RS Doll, and he's on his way. He'll be interested too. So for him, I get to sew some. Probably get to sew some actual child's clothes for him as well. It's gonna be awesome, and I really enjoyed doing that. And thank you very much. If you managed to watch the video all the way to this point, you have successfully used up about 18 minutes and 44 seconds of your life. And so, that being said, thank you very much for using up that time in order to watch this video, which I admit was was kind of planned, but mostly just improv. So, again, thank you. Kudos. I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you very much for coming here and watching this. If you're on YouTube, I guess follow me on YouTube. I'd like to subscribe, I think is the word. Yeah, subscribe. And if you're on Tumblr, follow me on Tumblr. And I would love to have the opportunity to share more of my dolls with you, and like share Caius when he comes in, and share when I like make clothes or do face ups and all that. I would really like to have that opportunity. So if you would follow, subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, whatever, all that good stuff. Definitely do that. Again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Ezra. And thank you for being the best part of this video.